And welcome back, everybody. Nickelbacker here, having the reins of the stream. I'm still with my good buddy Kenos. How's it going?
We're still here. We're still rocking.
It's rocking and rolling. All right. So last couple of games we had a pretty good bloodbath, and now we're going into the games. We got Blitzkrieg versus Gale Force. What do you think is going to be going on in this matchup tonight, Kenos?
Well, as we said earlier in the stream, Blitzkrieg and Gale Force both have really good lineups. A couple of platinum players, a lot of gold players, and of course we saw Blitzkrieg in that incredible hour-long plus game last week. Gale Force having the week off means that we haven't seen too much out of them, but they do have very good players on there. Tilted Snorlax, Kantos, Poison Ivy. Definitely a lot of people that we can look forward to seeing in these sets of games.
Right. We got
But of course, continuing on, gotta get lucky in that ADC role. Washed up top laner, very, very powerful top laner that they need to keep an eye on.
Oh boy.
So we'll see what happens. I'm still not entirely sold on gotta get lucky as an ADC. I think he's still a little too aggressively minded.
A little bit green.
Well, not even so much a little bit green. He's just too used to being a top laner or a jungler.
Indeed.
So he wants to go in, he wants to dive, and there aren't many ADCs who can do that. If he was playing Vayne, if he was playing Callista, something like that, maybe. But he hasn't really been doing that yet. So we'll see if he's, settling more into the role today.
Yes, we'll have to see. Going into the ban phase, we got some pretty quick bans already. They did their homework. We got Annie. Names are escaping me. Zed.
Zed, Ari, and Gnar.
Yep, Gnar. That's the one that was escaping me. Great Beard of Odin would kill me.
Your commands
Hopefully he's
tire
not
me.
watching the stream.
All right, and as we mentioned earlier, Gale Force, if they win one game of these two that are coming up, that'll leave Phoenix as the only winless team in the LCUS so far.
Woohoo!
So we will see how that works out.
Caitlyn. Very broad bans coming from both teams. Interesting.
And Tilted Snorlax in the mid lane is also a new situation. Snorlax used to be a support player. So we got a new ADC, we got a new support, and we will see where it goes. Top laner getting his Renekton again. Well, this game's over.
It's not over until his Renekton is picked for what? Okay, then it's over.
It may take him an hour, but Renekton will move the game forward. But we'll see. I mean, the fact that the game did take an hour shows that Renekton was not necessarily dominating the whole game.
Yeah.
So there are plenty of opportunities. We'll see how Poppy does against Renekton. That's not a matchup I'm too familiar with. Assuming that is a Poppy mid as opposed to, or top as opposed to like a Poppy jungle, but
Well,
the
it could
Trundle
be.
pick.
Could be a Trundle top lane with a Poppy jungle. And,
Yeah, we'll see. But we know the Renekton is there.
Yep. Are we just gonna have a team that's just full of flex picks to make our jobs harder? That's
Probably.
the real question. Like always.
Like always. All right. Couple of off-tank picks here. Hecarim coming in.
Pony! Oh my gosh.
Hecarim, of course, has huge damage burst potential, knockups,
Kaisa makes it through.
gap closing. Yep, Kaisa. All right. So the no Kaisa bans means Kaisa gets in. We'll see if Blitzkrieg takes advantage of this, and there was a reason why she was banned last week.
Yeah. I will say though, I gotta get lucky if you're if he's as aggressive as you're saying. That does kind of fit the bill.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe that's something that he was just missing was he was practicing a bunch of Kaisa and just wasn't able to show his true colors, so to speak.
And Morgana picked up here. Ashway very good with that Morgana last week. Tilted Snorlax is also good with Morgana from previous splits, if memory serves.
Again, another flex pick. It's Morgana support. He's at Morgana mid. Morgana jungle.
I would actually really like this Morgana to be support. Help stop that Kaisa doing any sort of diving hijinks.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll see. Syndra ban there. Getting two mid lane bans on Exia is probably a good idea, though ADC hasn't been picked either. But since got it, well, actually, Kaisa is the ADC most likely. So, looking at probably a support pick is still what's left.
I recommend skipping.
Yep, Blue's always a good support to ban. Especially with that Renekton. You don't want Renekton to get enlarged.
No, he's already big enough as it is.
Alright, so last ban coming out here. Probably another ADC. Maybe see him take out Misfortune. Oh, Xerath, actually. Alright, so they're gambling that Morgana is a support Morgana. We'll see what happens. I'm guessing... Oh, they are going to do ADC first here. Okay. Lest we have forgotten, Varus is a thing. Varus is now a thing.
Had a bit of popularity when that rework or reskin, whatever you want to call it, happened.
Yeah. Yeah, he was popular in the LCUS for a while. Depending who was playing him, I wasn't that impressed. But he has had a few good games, and we'll see how he's like now. LeBlanc mid. Wow. Alright. That's something we haven't seen too much of.
As trolly as it gets, too.
And another Braum. It's Braum's day.
Braum day.
You get a Braum, and you get a Braum, and
everybody gets overly enlarged shields that don't block anything. What?
What? Everyone gets CC punched. I mean, we did see that Braum CC was a really big factor, especially in that last game.
Indeed. Got that right. I'm not saying that Braum's bad. I actually like Braum a lot myself.
So we will see how that Braum CC passive works against someone like that Trundle or Poppy who wants to go deep. And we'll see where the Morgana is. Morgana is going to be mid. I actually don't like Leona in this matchup.
Do tell.
Well, okay. So, I mean, obviously she's a good tank, depending how you build her. And that will help shut down the Renekton, which they're really going to need. Renekton and Hecarim can both go off pretty hard. LeBlanc as well. So, Leona's good at stopping people going off. But at the same time, you've got that Braum passive. So, Leona jumps in, Braum punches her once, and then she's stunned. You know?
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like Braum kind of stops at Leona, especially with Braum's shield stopping her pull. I believe it stops her pull. Or her jump in, or whatever you want to call her sword move. So I don't know how I feel about it, honestly. And you know, like I joked earlier, sure, you know, oh no, the tanky support's getting focused. But early game, that is a problem. So I don't feel the best about that Leona pick, but we'll see how it works for him.
Right.
But yeah, what do you think about the Poppy Renekton matchup?
Poppy Renekton is going to be a little bit interesting, although we do know a washed up top laner is a awesome Renekton player. So it's going to be really just, can Poppy handle staying in lane against a Crocodile that can just keep on jumping in and out of tower and then just doing damage? That's really going to boil down to. Although Poppy's kit does do pretty well against it, able to kind of stop that momentum if Poppy lands the shove into tower or shove into the wall. Just kind of gets that rhythm off. But yeah, it's going to be a tough thing for Poppy. I believe, anyways, for the early game. As we get later, when we start seeing some team battles, I feel like that we're going to see some awesome team play from Gale Force.
Yeah, they do seem to have a comp that will work much better in, especially close team fights. Because they've got a lot of AoE abilities that could help them out quite a lot.
Correct, yeah.
But then, of course, if you get in a close team fight, then Renekton can just stun your whole team. So, you know, there's that.
Yeah, this is true.
Something that has always interested me about Morgana going up against a high burst AP champion. If you were in the situation of Morgana versus LeBlanc, would you focus Black Shield early? Or would you just try to do a more traditional build, getting the bindings?
I don't know. That's kind of a tough thing. It really comes to if you think that you're going to be able to survive against that. Like, if you're having trouble, obviously start putting on the shield so that you can at least stay in lane. But that's also kind of the part of the problem, too, is Morgana isn't really too mobile. So, you bring up quite a conundrum there, Kenos.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, the Hecarim obviously can get in some big ganks, but Morgana, as long as the black shields are on point, should be fine, I would
Yep.
think. Get that ward vision, be aware. Poppy has some good abilities to stop Hecarim's like dashes and things as well. So I think top and mid lane should be safe as long as they're on point.
Mm-hmm.
Not sure how the bot lane's going to go though. Varus is very immobile, like in every sense of the word. He's designed to be immobile, for God's sakes. And Leona does have a lot of CC in her kit though, so maybe she'll end up sacrificing herself to save the Varus if it comes to it.
Yeah, it just really comes down to if Leona's going to be able to land the stuns, and to a point that can guarantee some kills. Excuse me.
It's also interesting, one last point before we head into the skins here, is Morgana does have teleport, which is not really the kind of thing you see out of Morgana typically.
Yeah, correct.
So we'll see if that Morgana is able to use that teleport in any sort of offensive way or not. Alright, so Nero's skin showdown coming up.
Indeed.
See what kind of skins we're working with. Once it loads.
Come on. Show me the skins.
Riot, please. There we are. Ooh, Mistletoe Lock. Big fan of that skin. Oh, but Arctic Ops Varus.
That is a good one. Arctic Ops. But Poppy does not have... Oh, Braum doesn't have a skin and Poppy doesn't have a skin, so even fronts for the skins.
I think I'll give it to Blitzkrieg as much as it pains me to go against Arctic Ops Varus.
I might have to disagree. I'm going to have to go to Gale Force.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, Iron Solari Leona is kind of for me.
It's the same for me for kind of Blood Fury Renekton. It's
Fair
meh.
enough.
But
I mean, there are some Hecarim skins I like more than Reaper, but Bullet Angel and Mistletoe LeBlanc are two skins that I like quite a lot.
yeah. I haven't seen
So
too
we'll
much
see.
of Bullet Angel Kaisa, but from what I have seen, it is an awesome skin. I'm just going, but come on, man. Arctic Ops Varus against that?
Sure, that's true. Yeah, and I mean, I haven't actually seen Worldbreaker Trundle in game. So how about this? When I actually see what Worldbreaker Trundle looks like in game, I'll change my vote if it actually looks cool. We'll see what happens. And then as we're going into the next set of games, this set is brought to you by Old Host. You can support the LCUS by signing with Old Hosts to build your own websites. Go to oldhost.net and click on promotions for details. Every time you sign up using the coupon code LCUS, 100% of all profits are sent back to us. So sign up today, help support the LCUS, and thanks again to Old Host for setting that up for us.
Thank you, Old
Alright.
Host.
Yeah, I'm not feeling this Trundle skin. Sorry.
Nah. But compared against under Trundle skins, just
Yeah, there are a couple of reasonable Trundles. I don't know. It just the club looks weird to
the
me.
club's always going to look weird. Just really
Yeah.
some defense going on, not really anything like last game where we saw some heavy invades and some laughing from Jaya. Exia.
Exia.
Exia. X.
Yeah, definitely not as aggressive as Northern Storm is. That's something, once again, to any players who might be listening or strategizing. You might want to keep an eye out for that Northern Storm. It's tricky.
Just have a little bit of defense going on and catch them when you thought they caught you, and then you'll be good. It's fine. You have a 50-50 shot. They're either going to go top or they're either going to go bot.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. We do have most of the champions have started their abilities already. Tilted Snorlax going with Tormented Soil first, so we'll be working on that farming more than anything else.
Yep.
Kantos and top laner scuffling a little bit here. Kantos taking advantage of the Buckler ability to get that shield. Ooh, and Exia being aggressive early as well.
lot of aggression early coming from both teams. Nothing really to compensate for it though, yet.
Well, at least nothing to freak out about. We do have the Hecarim working on that crab. Manages to grab it. And Snorlax does now have Dark Binding, so we'll take advantage of that. And Kantos is actually up in the health battle up in the top lane. So that's good. Give him the advantage. Gets stun off on both sides. Some high damage there.
It's no longer a wet noodle fest, it's a stun fest.
Yep, health now about equivalent. Deformed Ape getting his own crab here. But yeah, this top lane is really becoming something else. Gotta be a lot of focus up there, I think. Here comes Ape actually to help out. See what happens here. They get some of the disables up. Top laner go the line. Ooh, nice flash stun there. Top laner trying to go the other way. Deformed Ape is lost. You can't tell what to do. Kantos had blown flash for that. There should be a rotation coming. There is no blast cone available. Top laner's in a really bad spot here. Deformed Ape tries to go for it. Good dashes there. Picked off. Kantos gets it.
Nice. A little bit sloppy, but was able to come get it.
And Kantos helps out with Deformed Ape's red buff as well. Kantos playing a second lane. Interesting choice. Get those last few bits of farm. And top laner decides to walk back. Saving that teleport. Jackalope in a little bit of trouble here. See what happens. Stun goes off. Exhaust goes off. Poison Ivy gets some damage off as well. So both ADCs taken low. Not quite low enough though, and Jackalope is now almost out of mana. Obviously a big problem for Varius to not have any mana.
Right.
So we'll have to see what kind of angling they go for here. I think Jackalope may have to go back. Checking his gold, he's got 800 in his pocket right now. Probably trying to save up for a little bit more than that. But, you know, at the same time, how much more can you risk being down there? Because Varus without mana isn't putting out the damage that his team needs. Yeah, getting those pokes going off there. Good, good farming by Tilted Snorlax. Heading back now. We'll see if decides to teleport back to lane.
Oh, Trundle coming down.
They get the snare on the Kaisa. Let's see if Lucky can get out of there. He does manage to do it. Good poke damage, though. There's, again, that lack of mana, a bit of a problem. Big stuns coming out of top lane, though. Washed up top lane in a really bad position. Does have more farm than Kantos, but that's mostly because Kantos managed to get that kill. Oh, flashes everywhere. Here comes the Hecarim. Look out.
Pony strikes, the pony walks away.
Yeah, gotta look out for that speedy pony, man. Come from anywhere. Definitely need some more wards.
Especially with a mobile champ like that. Yeah. Definitely need more wards.
Kantos takes a couple of tower shots. Not great.
First drake is
Alright.
going to be a water drake.
Yep.
Be pretty easy for Blitzkrieg to get this.
And a good pickup for them, too. It'll help with hit and run tactics that J-Dog and Gotta Get Lucky kind of thrive in.
Right.
Not to mention helping washed up top laner if he has a bad engage with Kantos. So all good things.
All good things. Health is always good.
It is. But all lanes are more or less equal in CS, except for Kantos being behind a little bit top lane.
It's not too bad. But, ooh, wow. Big damage coming out from Exia.
Yep. Good use of the combo there. No mana left though, so probably has to go back.
Right. We do have to say that Poppy might be, Kantos might be behind in CS, but still pretty well to hold their own against washed up top laners Renekton.
Yeah, they do still have the gold advantage by about 200.
Yeah.
Which really, regardless of what the scoreboard says, gold is what matters. So we'll see what happens. Top laner doing some kind of rotation here. Nope, I think just kind of checking to see what's what. Is going back now. Did use that teleport earlier. Oh, decides not to go back, staying up there. Rotation now coming from Tilted Snorlax. Is she gonna go and try to gank top?
Might be going
Oh.
for it. Oh, might not need it.
Oh, yeah, well, now here it comes. And top laner does see this and gets out.
A little bit too early on the engage there, Kantos.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it would have mattered. I'm not sure if Morgana's damage output is quite there yet. But, you know, just putting the Fear of God in the top laner is enough most of the time. Bot lane, both ADCs have gone back. Ooh, Ape caught out of position. Pretty hardcore here. Snorlax trying to help. Does he get the black shield off? No, and now Snorlax is in a lot of trouble. Flashes. Good snare. Exia ghosts, but doesn't do anything with it. Top laners are fighting now as well. Top laner putting some big damage off on Kantos with that ult. Kantos in a little bit of trouble. Should get under tower. Top laner backs off. A little bit of a surprise. Let's see if Poppy can get out in time. Here comes Exia. Throws up that shield to avoid Exia going in. And the dive succeeds.
That's just an old crap moment right there when you're in top lane thinking that you got out, and there's two other people with you.
Yeah.
Hello, guys.
Yeah, top lane got out. Top laner got out of there with about 100 health. So, was very close on the dive. One of those things that maybe focusing top laner instead of just kind of dancing around might have gotten you the kill, but you can never know. So 1-to-1, that'll give top laner the edge. Not by much, but does have the edge now in the top lane. And Blitzkrieg up by about 500 gold. Just have to see what other sorts of plays, because I mean a lot of this I think is coming down to what kind of plays J-Dog can do, because he made a lot of the big moves there on for Blitzkrieg in the first place. So I want to see more of this Hecarim. I want to see what else he can do. Blitzkrieg kind of waiting to jump on Gale Force there. They are getting the stun going off here. Ult hits up Varus. Oh, there's the stun. Teleport is coming in from the Morgana. Alright, so Snorlax is just like, hey guys, I'm here, back off.
And they do just that. Back off. Nothing more
But we
to
do
it.
have 4 bot-ish. LeBlanc's going to be in a little bit of trouble here, but does manage to back off. Camera focusing on bot lane for some reason. Yep, Kantos and top lane are still going kind of back and forth here. Both sides kind of stunning each other.
Kind of pretty much even going throughout each of the lanes.
Here
Ooh,
comes
Hecarim.
J-Dog. Oh. Fear doesn't quite land the way he probably wanted it to.
No.
Let's see what happens. Oh. Big fight top lane now. Top laner taking big hits in there and then just bouncing away. As Renekton does.
It does. Nothing to it.
Jackalope getting pretty low on that mana again. We haven't seen too much from Deformed Ape on Trundle.
No. Not too much.
I would like to see him maybe go mid a little bit more, take advantage of Tilted Snorlax's CC ability.
Yep.
But looks as though he's content just farming. He's a little behind Hecarim there, probably just because of that kill.
Yep. Some damage.
Tilted Snorlax a little low on the reflexes there, not able to get Black Shield up in time whenever LeBlanc jumps in. Oh, here comes Deformed Ape and Kantos.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, Renekton ults. They get in front of him. He flashes. And Deformed Ape wants to go for it. Kantos tells him to back off. Here comes mid lane. Can LeBlanc get a kill here? Definitely thinking about it. Nope.
Might be the Fear of God thing. Tilted Snorlax. Gonna do nothing? Nothing.
Well, they do manage to get Wash of top laner's flash, which will help prevent any sort of initiations.
Yeah, get those.
Next dragon's up, and it's a Cloud Drake, I believe.
Ooh, nice root through the wall. Really get some damage off, but nothing more to it.
Yeah, that is kind of the problem with early game Morgana if you're playing her aggressively. That snare doesn't do enough to be able to pick someone off by yourself.
Right.
Because, you know, if you were like a Brand or a Nivea, you might have killed somebody there. But we'll see what happens. Blitzkrieg putting a lot of damage on the bot lane turret. Probably won't take it out before Varus gets there. Yep. Alright, so tower is at a quarter health, third health, somewhere around there. No first turret quite yet. Relatively bloodless game considering how powerful the top and junglers are for Blitzkrieg.
You got that right. We've got something interesting going on in the bot lane right now. J-Dog waiting in the bush.
Oh, Snorlax is in a lot of trouble here.
Oh.
Does flash? Actually, that jungle presence shows up there for Deformed Ape. Helps out quite a lot. Saves it. MVP Ice Pillar.
Oh.
Poison Ivy in a little bit of trouble. Does manage to flash out. Good Varus ult, too. Alright, so two very good defensive plays by Gale Force. Oh, good
there's the
snare. That's a very weak LeBlanc.
That's not her.
Yeah. LCUS doesn't have plays that bad.
Pause.
Yep.
Huh.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Looks as though Hecarim was having some technical issues.
The pony. Poor pony.
That's two spooky characters, Thresh and Pony, who have had issues.
Sensing a theme. It's not
Yep.
October yet, guys.
Yeah, it's not Halloween yet. Let's hold off. Let's all play nice, friendly, fall-themed champions. Who's gonna play Ivern? Ivern and Maokai. Let's go.
I don't think anybody's gonna play Ivern.
Why not?
Not a clue.
Do you have a problem with happy trees? Is that what this is about?
I don't have a problem with happy trees. Just that everybody in the LCUS has a problem with happy trees.
Well, you know, maybe they need to look inside themselves and figure out why that is.
Just go to Colorado.
Alright, a lot of damage coming out of Kantos here. Top laner could be in a little bit of trouble here, especially because he let Kantos get that shield. I wonder why Kantos didn't go more.
Yeah, not weird.
He's got those wards up. Two very good wards. Saw no one was coming. Maybe just the natural fear of fighting Renekton.
Oh,
Snorlax is probably going to die, though.
Yep.
Just a lot of snares.
Trundle coming in, but not able to do much for her.
Yeah, you can't really lock down a LeBlanc like that. Top laner's here. Top laner wants it. See if Kynos is going to let him have it. I don't think that's a good idea anymore. Rage meter's built back up pretty hard.
Come on.
Ape's here trying out. Big stun there. Ooh. Oh.
Right as soon as the Trundle's gonna do something, pause.
Hecarim having issues as well, restarting client. While this is going on, the rest of Blitzkrieg is trying to go for that dragon. So we'll see what happens. It will be a 3v4 assuming Hecarim's able to start moving again. Which is going to be a big problem for... Actually, no, it's going to be a 2v4. Yeah, I don't think that Jackalope and Poison Ivy can stop this.
No.
Jackalope's artillery might be able to help, but as long as they play well and have the Braum in a good position, I don't think Blitz is going to miss out on this dragon. That'll be 2 dragons to none.
Jeez. Fat Lee might have some insights for this disconnect issue. Come on, man. What do you mean I feel their pain? Have you been playing today? Not in the LCUS? No.
Alright, so Hecarim's back. Hopefully he'll be able to move. Even if he isn't able to, that'll still be a 3v2 in favor of Blitzkrieg.
They got this.
Yeah, they should be able to get this pretty easily. We'll see what happens. Teleport. If Teleport was available for Tilted Snorlax, it might be different, but Snorlax is going to have to walk all the way back. Top laner in a little bit of trouble. Does manage to dash out, and they still aren't willing to dive. Deform Ape really wants to, though. Yep,
And
Dragon
there
taken,
goes.
no issues. Looks like J-Dog has learned how to move again, so that's good. That Cloud Drake in particular is going to be a big deal with a Hecarim.
Alright, just more movement speed than that.
Yep.
Something you want to give a pull.
More movement speed, more damage, more kills. But yeah, relatively low kill game considering what we had in the first 2 games. A little bit of poke coming out here. Calls out that mid is missing. LeBlanc kind of creeping around. Might get Deformed Ape here. Here comes Renekton for the Ape. Ape throws up Pillar. That's going to be 1 dead Ape. Let's see what else can happen here. Ooh, reasonable ult there by Kantos. Tilted Snorlax misses an opportunity to intercept. Wasn't anticipating the flashback, or the blink back? What's that term? What is the ability called? Distortion? Yes. Wasn't expecting the distortion. I've actually never played LeBlanc, guys. So, sorry for not knowing their ability names.
You're all good. Like we were learning last game, we're learning this game. Totally fine.
Alright, Snorlax finally has the first completed item. Takes big damage against this LeBlanc, though. Which is the problem when you play Morgana against LeBlanc, but here we are.
Yep.
Big fight up in this top lane, though.
Kanto's still doing decent damage against this Renekton. Keeping him honest.
J-Dog keeps going, gets that red buff. Might have been hitting bot, no. No, actually is kind of rotating bot, but I don't think there's much he can do about it unless Gale Force goes too far forward here. They don't have wards, so they won't see it happening. Till the Snorlax dies. Oh, flash. Double flash here. Triple flash, and that is a dead ADC. Here goes Poison Ivy to try to help out, but the turret is focusing the wrong person for that. Sick Nasty just sits there. I almost thought his computer died again, but this time he was just tanking to the best of his ability.
Yeah. Oh lordy.
Alright, 8-1, 2 dragons as well. No turrets dead yet, though. We were thinking most of the action was going to be up in the top lane, but it's been just a slaughterhouse in the bot and mid lanes. And first turret now also goes to Blitzkrieg. Right, here comes the deformed ape. Throws up the pillar. Top laner is getting slowed here. Smited a couple of times. Does dash out because that's what Renekton does.
He's got it.
And blast cones away as well. Oh, Poppy is going to get hit here.
Poppy.
Deformed ape comes back though. It looks like LeBlanc's coming to help. Is spotted though.
Yeah. Nothing to it.
Alright, so now Gale Force behind in the bot lane's got to really look out for this Hecarim, though they are focusing currently on Rift Herald just before Baron shows up. What time does Rift Herald despawn?
20 minutes.
Well, sure, but I thought it was like he has like a 30-second window where he's gone. Just period.
Oh.
Maybe it's just if he's not initiated on by
Yeah.
that time. Alright, to get him down before we find out. Pick
Thank
up
you,
that
Prowler.
Rift Herald.
It's 1945 if it's being attacked.
1945. Alright.
1930 if it is not.
So cutting it close, but they managed to get it. But this Morgana is just not having a great time against this LeBlanc, and I don't really know if Gale Force has an answer to this LeBlanc.
I don't think so.
They don't have really consistent, reliable CC, I would say. I mean, they've got the snares, but of course those are skill shots. They've got Leona if she can land her abilities.
Correct.
But, you know, there isn't something where it's just like, lock this down. And LeBlanc can dance all over you if you let her. Alright, so whole team is top for some reason. Oh, but they interrupted the Herald there. Well, so much for not having a lockdown on LeBlanc. But at the same time, you know, it was a 1v4. She's not that fed yet. So good pickup on the LeBlanc. Get that shutdown gold. Next dragon is spawning in 50 seconds. It will be another Ocean Drake. And now a lot of posturing around Baron. Top lane's pretty low. It's going to go down here in 2 hits. Ooh, Leona tries to engage. Misses communication there. Manages not to get picked off, though. Had to burn the flash.
Still trying to make something happen. Just get Crab's gonna walk out.
Yeah, I mean, that there is a feeling in this game that both teams are trying to find an advantage. Obviously, individually, they can get a lot done. J-Dog is getting scarier by the second. LeBlanc is 5-1. But there isn't really that big of a crack in the armor yet that they can really exploit. Though, picking off Jackalope here is a good start. That was 3 hits for those keeping track at home. So LeBlanc is big, scary, and fed. That may just be what they need. They just need LeBlanc dancing around and picking off anybody who is alone.
Yep.
Get that ward coverage. A lot of ward coverage around the Baron Pit for both teams, actually. Alright, second Ocean Drake. A lot of healing now will help out quite a bit.
The HPs.
J-Dog coming back. Yeah, they're pushing for this lane hard, and it's 3v4. 5 if LeBlanc gets around behind, which it looks like she's trying to do.
That's a dead turret.
Yep. Taking that turret out. Didn't even need the Herald.
No. They're safe.
Alright, now they're going top. Big minion wave up there. Makes sense. Nice natural rotation. They grab red buff as well. LeBlanc has it. Probably not who they wanted to give it to, but why not? I'd really like to see Jackalope stop farming and get back into the fight.
Yep.
Because they're really going to need that soon. Ooh, good snare there.
Good snare.
Everyone falling back on Blitzkrieg now. I don't think they're rotating to Baron. I think they're just heading home. Yep, just heading home.
They're just heading home. That would not be the right call.
Yeah, everyone's got 1,000+ gold in their wallets. Might as well cash it.
Yep.
Everybody get their various items. Yeah, next step is going to be pretty tricky for Gale Force here. They're down 5k gold. No one is really in that dominating of a position. If we look at the gold count, the highest gold on their team is 7,400, which is would only be the 3rd highest on, or 4th highest on Blitzkrieg. So they're rather significantly behind gold count. So they got to get a couple pick-offs again. Grab maybe that Kaisa. Obviously, Kaisa and LeBlanc are not the easiest champions in the world to lock down. Ooh, snare misses. Oh, LeBlanc goes in a little too hard. Doesn't pick anybody off. Very unfortunate for LeBlanc there. Maybe a replay of what we saw last game with the Tryndamere being a little overconfident.
Just trying to emulate that.
But we do have Gotta Get Lucky. Split pushing. Weird dash there, but manages to get out. 4 turrets to none. Gale Force needs to get some turrets under their belt to make up this gold difference.
Got that right.
But, I mean, we'll see if they're able to. Deformed Ape continues to farm. Still 600 gold behind Hecarim. But yeah, I mean, Hecarim, well, I've said it already and I'll say it again, Hecarim hasn't made as much of an impact as I was expecting.
No. Everybody's been kind of being able to clean up their own battles so far.
Yeah, hasn't been a very jungle-intensive game. I've been surprised that Hecarim hasn't tried to gank top, didn't try to gank top more often. I mean, obviously Poppy is a big durable threat, but at the same time, Renekton was pretty much trading evenly.
Ooh, Form Dave might be in trouble here.
Yep, good flash.
Good flash.
Ooh, nice try to predict that, but I gotta get lucky. It didn't quite work out though. But you know, if your top laner is trading evenly, then a jungler is all you really need up there to wrap it up.
Yep.
But now we have top laner split pushing. See what happens here. Stuns, pins. These are some really good pillars today from Ape. I'm liking these a lot. A little bit of a knock up there. Top laner goes for the flash. Kantos follows with a flash of his own.
Nice.
Top laner goes down. What do you think about this Baron? I'm not feeling this Baron.
Yeah. A little bit risky. Yep.
Exia does manage to pick off Jackalope. We'll see what else goes on here. Tilted Snorlax isn't really dealing a lot of damage. Senpai's, yeah, back off. You've scared them enough. You lost to 3, actually.
Yeah.
3 for stopping Baron is not something I would necessarily agree with.
No.
You know, especially because you don't get any pickoffs in yourself.
Right.
3 for 3 on stopping Baron, sure. Kantos is there. Kantos might get picked off. Kantos has a lot of health, though. Yeah,
And a
he's
nice little
fine.
shield. Poppy's fine.
Yeah, he's
Not
got
a big
3,000 hit points. Poppy's fine. Dead Man's Plate picked up for, missing who that was. Oh, for Renekton.
Calm down, Kantos.
Alright. I think that Blitzkrieg actually, what they need is they need a confidence booster here. Because I think they're giving, with all due respect to Gale Force, I think they're giving Gale Force a little too much credit.
Yeah.
I don't think Gale Force actually has the power that Blitzkrieg seems to think they have.
No.
And so if Blitzkrieg actually 5-mans and just absolutely wipes the floor with Gale Force, then they'll realize what state of the game they're in.
Correct. They're definitely in a spot to do this. It's. But,
Yep.
I feel like that they're just kind of playing very protectively, defensively, to say the least. It's kind of strange that they're doing that at this point in the game. But
Okay.
can't knock them for being a little bit careful.
Right, yeah, I mean, games can flip on their heads in a moment. And it almost flipped on its head there, but everything missed.
Yep.
Alright, Cloud Drake comes up here. Washed up top laner, kind of posturing by it. Gonna be a big battle here in a second, I think. Lot of sandwiching going on. Surprised that rather than collapsing, this is shows kind of how overly cautious. Well, we're going for the fight here. Hecarim makes a big play there. Jackalope is really out of position. Big stun comes in. They shut down the pony. See if they can get more. Morgana goes down in a second. Jackalope is doing some really good positioning here, actually. Does manage to help take out the Renekton. 2 down for each team. And now Blitzkrieg is on the run because both of their tanks are dead. Meanwhile, all the tanks are still alive. I don't know what they're necessarily running from here, but we'll see. Leona puts down a big stun. Here comes Poppy on Exia, but Poppy cannot get the damage out in time. This is the thing. You've got 3 tanks up against an ADC and LeBlanc. Kind of a misplay there by Gale Force.
But Poppy makes it out.
Yeah, Poppy does make it out. I think it was one of those situations where they just got... Gale Force and Blitzkrieg both really underestimated how much power, or, you know, mispredicted how much power Gale Force had there.
Yeah.
It took Blitzkrieg a second, and then they went, wait a second, it's just all their supports.
Yep.
But here comes Poppy again in the back line, putting a lot of disruption out, but not a lot of damage. Takes a lot of it. Jackalope doing a good job dodging there, manages to avoid a combo from Exia. But yeah, what I was gonna say before the fight really went off there is that Blitzkrieg deciding to split push rather than collapse on them in the river was once again showing how cautious Blitzkrieg was being. Maybe now that Gotta Get Lucky's got some kills, or some more kills, they'll be a little more confident to get in there and go.
Yep.
We'll see. 4 dragons now. This has been Blitzkrieg's game for most of the game.
No one.
And I think, yeah, I think it comes down to Tilted Snorlax's mid pick. I mean, what I said, all due respect, Tilted Snorlax, great player, but Morgana, unless Morgana gets super fed, which Morgana has not been, not really a threat.
Yep. I mean, definitely shows that she understands the player, the champion. But it's just, yeah, damage output is not there, especially in the early attempts of just trying to get some damage out.
But the CC is there, and that is useful. Exia does manage to get out, but now they... Oh, nice! Good job by Kanto securing that. But yeah, so I mean, at this point, and obviously, Tilted Snorlax's role, you know, currently as a CC machine, that's fine, you know? I mean, that is what Morgana does. She gets her snares, she protects, and she gets her big team ultimates, fine. But in terms of damage threats, there's really only Jackalope right now. And so once Varus is done, I mean, Poppy can make things happen, but not to the point that an ADC or a Renekton could.
Correct. Yep.
So protect Jackalope.
Protect Jackalope, you win. Maybe not,
Yeah,
according
well.
to the chat.
Chat doesn't have faith in Jackalope?
Oh no, they just don't have faith in Varus.
Well, I don't either, really. But, you know, I mean, when they had that little fight over in the jungle there, Varus, as he was alive, was getting a lot done.
Yep.
Tilted Snorlax puts up that black shield to avoid getting stunned. Blitzkrieg is going for the Baron again. High damage output coming out of their big dealers, and that's probably the quickest Baron we've seen in the LCUS in a while.
Yeah.
Big ult coming out, washed up top laner. They're really focusing on him. Not sure if you really want to focus on him in that state. Does get the flash, though. Everyone's got Baron buff, though, on Blitzkrieg, though, so that's going to help them out quite a lot. Alright, 10k gold lead-ish. Typically point of no return, but we will see what Gale Force can do. Get a pick off on Gotta Get Lucky or Exia. They might be able to make something happen.
Yep.
Ward coverage is alright, though. I mean, both sides have wards in at least their individual territories. Get some idea about entrance and exits. Yeah, take out that ward, though, so much for that.
She was there.
Still 0 turrets for Gale Force as well, though. That's rough.
Just knock that top lane down. 2 hits.
Someone play Tryndamere. Alright, that's the melted turret. Let's see if Tilted Snorlax and Kantos and Jackalope can hold up here. Binding misses. Here comes Poison Ivy to help out as well. 2 siege minions, though, are really going to knock this turret down fast.
Yeah.
They gotta get some knock on those. Yep, there we go. Alright, so that turret ended up about half health. Deformed Ape and Washington top laner. Ape's getting a lot of damage off on top laner. Flashes for it, I don't know if that's necessary. Alright, now we'll see who wins. They both have around the same amount of gold too, so this is just a question of player skill, champions, and who's got Baron buff. Well, there you go.
There you go. What won that fight? You decide.
Was it the Swirling Aura? Ooh, Kantos comes in for a good hit. J-Dog would have gone down there if it weren't for the taking out the turret.
Nice slide. Hidden retreat there.
Yeah, good job using his ult to get out. So they got another turret taken out. Big flash there, but Snorlax... Ooh, Snorlax is taken out too quickly. A lot of big Braum plays here. This could be the beginning of the end. 2 kills. J-Dog taking a lot of damage, but manages to survive. And they are just wrecking the base here. 1,400 gold lead. Elder Dragon up in 48 seconds, but they may not even need it. 20 seconds until Snorlax is back up. That's 1 turret down. Kantos is really trying here. I don't think Poppy's fed enough for this, though. Both turrets down, and this will be the base and game 1. Commanding from start to finish.
Indeed. I'm starting to understand why that game was so long last week.
Because they're so cautious?
Yes. Alright. Taking a look at the graphs here. And as you'd expect, LeBlanc. It's a little
Big
against
damage.
Champions. Yep. Whew. Big damage. I'm just really curious. That loaded nothing. Alright. Anyways. So, commanding performance Blitzkrieg. They were able to take the win for themselves. Well done. We'll have to see what the next game brings us. Blitzkrieg versus Gale Force. Don't go anywhere.